About Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
94.1 FM, San Antonio's Sports Center.
In the NBA tonight, the Spurs looking to make it 10 straight, double-digit for them as they continue the rodeo road trip in Toronto against the Raptors. Tip-off coming up at the bottom of the hour, and it'll be on FanDuel Sports Southwest. Houston Texans expected to move on from running back Joe Mixon, according to Aaron Wilson of KPRC2, and target high-value ones in free agency.
This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous, I don't paint.
That ball is history! A walk-off home run!
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge.
What's up, Danger? Can't stop me now.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pledger here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I am James Pledger. Thank you for joining me. However you may be joining me, whether that's on 94.1 on your FM dial, if you happen to be locked in and listening live at sasportstar.com via our AA Best Bail Bonds audio player, or if you're watching on our YouTube channel, just go to YouTube, search SA Sports Star. Go ahead and like and subscribe while you're there. You can catch all of our shows on YouTube, whether that's the Morning Huddle from 6 to 10 with AJ and Rob, the Blitz right before me from 2 to 6 with Jason and Joe. And, of course, right here from 6 to 7. There's no better place to be. Welcome into the show. I appreciate all y'all for riding along with me this evening as we get set to kick off this Power Hour. And I'll tell you what, this Brandon Aubrey thing has more life than I would have ever thought a kicker could get. But I also never thought a kicker would ask for $10 million per season, going up from 6.4 and totally trying to reset the market. But we've seen it. We've seen it across the NFL as the salary cap continues to explode. Over $20 million this year gained as it climbs over $300 million per team. We're starting to see it. It went from 55 to 60 in quarterbacks from Joe Burrow to Dak Prescott. It went from 24 or 3 in cornerbacks to 25. And then like a couple of days later, it went up to 30 million with the likes of Derek Stingley Jr. and Sauce Gardner. We're seeing position groups blow past what the initial highest paid is and into a territory that far exceeds that. Myles Garrett was thought to be untouchable at 45 for about half a year until Micah Parsons came along and got close to 50. I mean, we're seeing it at every position on the football field. So Brandon Aubrey, being the best kicker in the game, 3-time All-Pro, is thinking, why can't I do it to this position as well? And he's got a point when he thinks about it in those terms. When you think about all the other contracts, I mean, we went from 34 with CeeDee Lamb and 35 with Justin Jefferson to over 40 with Jamar Chase. It is happening with every single position and every single position group in football. Brandon Aubrey's just trying to be the trailblazer of the person doing it for probably the one group that isn't expected to break the mold like that. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Well, they were debating it this morning on the Morning Huddle with Rob and AJ. Should the Cowboys pay Brandon Aubrey if he is truly searching for $10 million a year?
And you want to talk about dudes that should have had a better week. Stephen Jones should have had a better week.
Probably should have.
This is this is one of those that damn kickers. Damn kicker.
Now listen, there is pretty much agreement, it seems, that Brandon Aubrey should be the highest paid kicker in the world. That it makes sense. He is the best kicker in the world at this point. The Brandon Aubrey has made 112 of 127 field goals he's attempted, and this is a guy who has the longest average field goal attempt.
He's so good
in the league.
I mean, he is literally there's a couple kickers, I guess, out there that can do what he's about to do. That he can completely extort the Cowboys. He can squeeze their nuts. He has them in a vice.
Yeah.
They're going to pay me more than 7. Now, he might not get 10, but he's going to get more and for longer. And Stephen Jones did not see this coming. Trust me.
So the highest paid kickers in the league right now, like by AAV,
what's AAV?
Average annual value,
okay.
like on their contract, or annual average.
So we're dividing by the number of years.
Evan McPherson from the Bengals makes 5.5. Graham Gano of the Giants makes 5.5. Cameron Dicker, who's got a really good agent of the Chargers, makes 5.501 per year.
I like that.
Jake Elliott of the Eagles makes $6 million per year. Harrison Butker of the Chiefs makes $6.4 million per year, though don't be surprised if he is not kicking for the Chiefs this next season.
They will
because
exit him. Yes.
they probably don't want to pay $6.4 million for what they're getting from him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Brandon Aubrey has been offered by the Dallas Cowboys $7.5 million per year.
And that was so hard for them to even offer. Oh, my God.
That is, I mean, think about it. To go from 6.4 is the highest in the league to go straight to 7.5. That's a big jump. Now, Aubrey, who is a 3-time All-Pro already, this guy, he's the man, no doubt.
He is the man.
He has said, yeah, I'm good on that.
Yeah, 7.5 ain't enough.
That ain't going to get it done. Brandon Aubrey is looking for $10 million per year.
The thing is, he's kind of worth it. It's kind of worth it.
There's a case to be made that kickers in today's NFL are more valuable than they've ever been. The new kickoff rules,
all of it.
You're in field goal range sooner than ever.
The placement, putting it there at the 1 yard line.
There's new kicking balls, so you've extended ranges for these guys, and the Cowboys have the best of them. But Aubrey's also in his 3rd season in the NFL. And Cowboys have salary cap rules that they can use to keep Aubrey around if they want to.
Go on.
The Cowboys have leverage because they could put a 1st or 2nd round tender on him. Now, the projections of those tenders, 1st round would be 8.1, 2nd round 5.8, would be a big raise for Aubrey as it stands already. Now, will someone give up a 1st round pick to get Brandon Aubrey? I don't know.
I'd like that gamble. You know, I've always been the mind of a kicker gets cold, I'll find another one look just like you. And if he doesn't work, I'll find another one. But I've also seen the other side of that, especially with the Dallas Cowboys. When the Cowboys are predicated on offense, they have to score points on possessions. You know, they have to finish every drive with a kick, and preferably there's either an extra point or a field goal. But they got to get the points. That's what they do. And they can't not have a reliable kicker. And then they have Aubrey, who is now not just a reliable kicker, but a freaking weapon. You know, that you give us the ball at the 45, we're going to score on you. And that's a weapon. So that affects the defense, how they play you. That opens up the back end of the defense because they got to load up just to keep it from getting to the 55 to the 50. You know, this dude's going to hit a 65-yarder on us. So I think that sum total, he's worth $10 million. and he knows it. And if they first round tender him, I wouldn't be surprised if a first round comes.
Brandon Aubrey scored 9.1 points per game last year for the Cowboys. You cannot undersell how valuable he is to this team. The kicker who scored the most points last season scored 171. Aubrey scored 155. That 171 was Jason Myers. His team won the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Kicking matters, man.
More than ever, and it's hard to fathom that a guy like the guy that lost a playoff game, like the kicker that can't win a game, that can't make the kick, you got to pay these guys $10 million. Here it comes, man. It's going to cost you that much.
6 of the top 7 scorers in the NFL. Well, I mean, all of these guys are kickers, but 6 of the top 7 scorers in the NFL were in the playoffs. So, 6 of the top 7 kickers in the NFL made the playoffs last season.
Everything you're saying was on the white sheet, the one sheet that Aubrey's agent happily emailed to Steven. Everything you're just saying is this is why you will pay us probably $30 million over the next 3 years.
Although Brandon Aubrey was the one that wasn't.
Well, I mean,
but
I've got you over a barrel. You have to have me. And not only do you have to have me, fans are going to be mad at you if you let me go.
Oh, yes.
There will be pitchforks at the gate because he's been Mr. Reliable. He's been the guy for several years that we can fall back on. At least we got that.
And you've heard Rob, Jason, myself, everyone talking about saying Brandon Aubrey is a weapon. How many kickers can you say this about? If he is truly that special and not much of a difference maker, you pay that. If not, then you let him walk. Or do what they're probably going to do, which is place that second round tender on him, pay him $5 million this year, potentially franchise tag him next year, keep him for another year, and see if his contract demands change at all over that time. That is the more likely route that I believe they will go. But no telling, because along with this story, there are a lot of other ones going on with the Dallas Cowboys as they're in Indy at the scouting combine, including George Pickens, lest we forget. And what is the future of Tyler Smith? Where will he be playing? Will it be left tackle, where he finished the year and played exceptionally well for the second time in his career when asked to kick out there? Or are they keeping him in at guard? One person to ask about that, and that's the man who has all the answers. RJ Ochoa of Blogging the Boys. He joined the Blitz to talk about all that and more a little bit earlier this afternoon. That's all coming up right here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, the Spurs back in action.
And the Underwear Olympics going on in Indianapolis. So much fun. We'll get there early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Have you or a loved one been arrested? Call the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, and get the aggressive legal help you deserve. From criminal defense to personal injury, attorney Jesse Hernandez and his powerhouse team are ready to fight for your rights. Calls are answered because legal trouble doesn't keep office hours. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, has your back.
Attention coaches, educators, and booster clubs. Need a fundraiser that's different from the rest? With Gardenville, supporters purchase something they already need. High quality, locally sourced mulch and compost. Your organization earns money on every sale. Real products, real value, with support from Gardenville to keep it simple. Ready to grow your fundraiser? Visit garden-ville.com/fundraising. That's garden-ville.com/fundraising.
Jackson Hewitt knows taxes are complicated, and with multiple jobs and tax forms, they're like Sonata complicated. Our no surprise pricing keeps things simple. Jackson Hewitt does your taxes for only $149 or less. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back. So what are you waiting for? Hurry. File with Jackson Hewitt today for only $149 or less, guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
America, look around. Everywhere you go, prices are still high, rates have been whipsawing markets, and the debt and spending don't exactly scream stability. Experts say diversifying with intention is the #1 secret account that all American smart money uses to hedge against instability. Monetary Gold has been around since 2000, witnessing multiple economic setbacks. If you call now, Monetary Gold will cover up to a lifetime of your IRA fees on qualified accounts. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
Furnished by IntelliBrands.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness, itchiness, or coldness? Then you need the new patented Legsercise Pro, a natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural drug-free way.
Using Legsercise made walking painless again.
Legsercise Pro's patented walking simulator propulsion technology moves your feet back and forth along its concave track, creating constant movement and flex at both the knee and ankle joints. It's like having a physical therapist right in your own home.
I have much less swelling and no more tingling.
Call right now and order your very own Legsercise Pro, the new proven automatic leg mover that soothes pain and naturally promotes healthy circulation. Call 800-555-1212. That's 800-555-1212. 800-555-1212 now.
These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Working on trying to see what's going on with the YouTube chat for all you listeners out there in YouTube land. SA Sports Star on YouTube. Looks like Gilbert's the only one that's gotten through right now. I've tried chatting. I can't get through. I've tried chatting as myself and the station can't get through. Have received comments that others cannot get through. Gilbert, you are the lucky one. You are the only one that can comment in the YouTube chat, it seems, right now. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776 if you want to call in and sound off on the Brandon Aubrey situation. Earlier today on the Blitz, one of our favorites, RJ Ochoa, blogging the boys, former Rock the Mic champ, former co-host with me on the Saturday Morning Hangover right here on San Antonio Sports Star, joined to discuss what feels absurd in Brandon Aubrey seeking $10 million per season.
From bloggingtheboys.com, our good friend RJ Ochoa joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. And let's not start with George Pickens. Let's start with Brandon Aubrey wants $10 million a year, man.
Yeah, it's great to be with you guys. Must have been a lean Christmas in the Aubrey household a couple months ago, I suppose. Look, it is very difficult. In fact, I would argue that it's impossible to get the world to side with the Dallas Cowboys front office over you. Brandon did it. Yeah,
he did.
there's nobody that is like, this guy has a point. Assuming all reports are true, assuming it could be taken, for what it's worth. And look, I respect that he may only get one bite at the apple like this, and so you got to make it worth it. But dude, man, come back to earth just a little bit.
Well, I got to wonder, RJ, and you may have an opinion on this, but I'm pretty sure somebody in that front office leaked that story to Calvin Watkins for that very reason, to get the fans on the side of Jerry and company.
Honestly, though, I agree with you. To be clear, I kind of am impressed because this is the game, right? Like this is the business, the PR. And typically, the way the Cowboys play this part of the game is just brute force, right? It's just going on First Take and trying to say we're the Cowboys. They're so very rarely tactical or strategic. And this, I mean, good for them, man. They got the first punch in. Like, if you do want to dilute it down and say it is just gamesmanship and whatnot, like they're acting, like this is a serious thing, and they want to accomplish some serious stuff as a result. So good for them.
Now, RJ, as you said, assuming it's true, and I know that we can't believe everything that we read on the internet. There is a report out there that Brandon Aubrey's wife, Jen, has responded to one of the social media stories with one word. The headline, Brandon Aubrey declines Cowboys' offer to become the NFL's highest paid kicker, wants a bigger deal. A one-word response from @Jen_Aubrey, false. Now, it might be that the Cowboys offered him the highest paid kicker deal or that he wants a bigger deal, but at least one with the last name of Aubrey says it's not necessarily true.
Yeah, well, first of all, as a rule of thumb, I don't trust anyone who has an underscore in their username. That's weird. You throw a number in there, but an underscore it's too complicated to find, especially on a phone. That being said, and you're right, like, there may be some semantics at play here, like, oh, well, this is false, so that makes the whole thing false. But whatever is or is not false, like the PR battle here is not, that was not even a response, right? Like, you've got the arm and all due respect to Mrs. Aubrey, but you've got the arm and might of the Dallas Cowboys PR machine working over, load to make sure they get this done. And then you've got Brandon's wife coming out. Like, you got to get Brandon on a podcast. You got to get Brandon.
He's a kicker. Come on.
I mean, we'll get him on Dude Perfect. Like, you got to get him somewhere right now where he can make a comment about this. And he's got to say something like, look, I just want to make sure that I'm kicking game-winning field goals to our team forever, and I want to win a Super Bowl. Like, this guy's got to get working himself. He's got to get hustling. That's where he's trailing where Dak and CeeDee and Micah were. They were playing the game themselves, which is why it was more of a fair match. This is not a fair fight. This is David and Goliath type stuff.
Well, and it is, RJ. And the fact of the matter is, I can't imagine a team in the NFL that's going to pay a kicker $10 million a year. I just don't see that happening. So I don't know that Brandon Aubrey has a leg to stand on, so to speak. No pun intended.
Oh, it was.
In this case. And if he was offered $7.5 million a year, I mean, I would think you would jump at that and go. I mean, that's, for a kicker, that's pretty damn good money.
Yeah, like, again, we need to obviously fully understand the context before we can, ridicule anyone. But if generally speaking, the Cowboys are offering to make him the highest paid kicker in the NFL, whether that's from an APY perspective or the total guarantees or the full guarantees or the length of the contract, maybe that's the quibble is the length of the deal. Then, like, yeah, dude, I mean, you're already kind of coming out ahead. And again, I fully respect and truly admire the effort to get as much as you can while you can, because he's an older player who's up for his first big deal. But that being said, like, where the Cowboys have lost the court of public opinion in the past is their offers have been low. We come back to the term market rate all the time because they haven't offered market rate or anything commensurate with market rate in the past with players like Dak and CeeDee and even Micah. And so if they are offering you that, like, dude, you don't have that the same way that your peers did. And so if you're getting that offer right now, you better take it, because they're also offering it coming off of your worst season in the NFL. Granted, the ones before that were super duper special, but you should also be thinking to your lucky stars that they're not being super cold-blooded and just want to move on from you.
The reality is, we visit with RJ Ochoa from bloggingtheboys.com here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. His misses were all from 50-plus last year. Perfect outside of that, did miss a extra point. But I'm surprised that if the reports are true, that the Cowboys offer is a little more than $1 million more than what Butker is getting to become the highest paid. It's not 50 cents more. It's not, $100,000 more. That's a hell of an offer. And for it to look like he's being turned down, where it was pay the man, pay the man, pay the man. Now it's like, you can't give a kicker that kind of money. You personally and everybody in the blogging the boys world, have they all turned against Brandon Aubrey and are looking at who else could be the kicker for the Dallas Cowboys?
I don't know that anyone is quite there, but that's because we talk a lot about, people love and have loved to say things like that the Cowboys had leverage against Dak anytime that he was in negotiations, or CD or Micah. And I suppose in a literal sense, they had a semblance of leverage. But here in this case, they have all of it, because Brandon Aubrey is a restricted free agent. That is very different than the situations that Dak and CD and Micah were in the middle of. So, I mean, Brandon Aubrey is stuck on the Cowboys for 2026 at the very least, because and here's the thing, to your point, Jason, if they place the tender on him, the second round tender, not even the first round, that's a significant pay bump. And that is almost the dollar amount associated with it. It's about $6 million. That's almost the Harrison Butker deal in and of itself. And so for Brandon Aubrey to be allegedly, poo-pooing the offer that the Cowboys are making, he's going to actually cost himself money in the process, because the tender offer is significant, which isn't and hasn't been the case with, like, the franchise tag value for George Pickens, to use a comparison, is much lower than what he will probably get on the open market. Whereas the tender offer for Brandon Aubrey is really, really, really nice. And so I think because he's stuck at the very least for 2026, nobody is considering who's going to be the team's kicker in the here and now. That may be a 2027 question that we have to answer, but he is either going to be kicking for the Dallas Cowboys in 2026, or he's going to be making $10 million, because somebody's going to want him that badly after he does hypothetically get tendered to give him that deal and forfeit the second round pick that they would have to give the Cowboys in the process. And that's the thing, like, you can make an argument that maybe somebody would give a player a market-setting deal and give up a second-round draft pick. People made that argument for Lamar Jackson when he had qualifying offers, but no one's doing that. Like, it's a big enough, cough to give Brandon Aubrey $10 million. Nobody's going to do that and give up their second-round draft pick in the process. So he really has nothing to work with here.
Yeah, I totally agree. Would you give up a second-round draft pick for a kicker? I don't care how good he is. You wouldn't do that. And so your gut, obviously they're going to tender the guy. I mean, I don't think they're going to have any choice. If all this is true and it rides out, I mean, I don't know. Aubrey could walk into Jerry's office tomorrow and say, okay, $7.5 million sounds pretty good. But push come to shove, it looks like a second-round tender. I mean, certainly not going to give him a first-round tender. Nobody would even touch that. Nobody's going to touch second either. So what's your gut tell you, RJ?
If the reports are true, and I think we all trust Calvin Watkins, right? I think he reported what he was told, and so it ultimately comes back to, like, what the truth actually is. But if the majority of this is true, then I would bet that Brandon seems to have a lot of conviction to him. And good for him, man. Like, good for you standing up, fighting for what you want to fight. And then if you truly feel that confident, if you truly feel that optimistic, then he probably rides the season out and hits unrestricted free agency next year, and figures out that life is cold sometimes and it doesn't always work out. And maybe that $7.5 million offer you got from the Cowboys was nice. And the other thing is, and look, I am never the, like, playing for the Cowboys is special, dude, you should take less to play for the Cowboys. But when you are a kicker, and I value kickers. I have been on this radio station arguing for Dan Bailey and Brett Maher and Greg Zuerlein many, many, many different times. But you are more famous as a kicker when you kick for the Dallas Cowboys. Everyone knows that you were in the MLS and that you kicked at Notre Dame because you played for the Dallas Cowboys. Those stories would not have been told by Mike Tirico and Melissa Stark if you played for the Minnesota Vikings. That's the reality of it all. And I hope that Brandon's considering those things.
No love for the Birmingham Stallions?
I mean, if I am giving love to any spring football team, it is the San Antonio Commanders and the San Antonio Commanders only.
Well, the Brahmas were pretty good too till they abandoned us and
why was
left.
they doing their pre and post game show?
Yeah,
that's why.
Oh, I got you.
He didn't get a paycheck from them guys.
I see. Okay,
screw them.
All right, I got you. All right, George Pickens. If you heard Stephen Jones the other day, RJ, it sounds a hell of a lot like they expect him to play on the tag this year.
I don't think that's the dumbest thing ever. It's dumb, but it's not the dumbest thing ever. What I want more than anything is I want to know and understand what the plan was when they traded for him, right? Like when they traded for him and they said, okay, if he acts up, then this is how we're going to react. If he's a terrible player, this is how we're going to react. What did you say last May when you asked yourselves, what if he is awesome in 2025? What will our reaction be? Will that reaction be to give him a long-term deal? Or will that reaction be to just say, we're going to ride out the tag? And if it was to ride out the tag, then do it. I mean, you made that decision when you were not emotionally compromised, which is what I'm a big fan of doing in general. And if you're going to get an extension done, you better do it now before Puka Nacua gets paid and JSN gets paid, because even though George Pickens is not them, that will inflate the market. The worst thing to do would be to tag him and go all the way to July 14th and give him his deal then, because the Rams and Seahawks would have likely taken care of their situations before that. I think the Cowboys, in terms of immediate future, will tag him. They'll call it a placeholder, and maybe it ultimately winds up being one. But the reason I don't think it's the dumbest thing is because they've sort of painted themselves into a corner here, especially after the Quinnen Williams trade, where the contractual length of their prime players and the literal age of their prime players are so that 2026 and 2027 are kind of the window. After that, you're looking at a harder reset and relaunch for your franchise in an overall situation. So if you just want to tag him and treat him as a mercenary for 2026, I normally would be against that. But given all of the circumstances that led us to this point, it's not a ridiculous idea.
You know, and I got to believe at some point when they made that trade, they had a plan that they were going to follow. And this is probably part of that plan, because they didn't sign him right away. I thought they should have signed him basically as soon as he got to the building. And, you know, then he has a breakout year. He's already under contract. Because we know the longer you wait, the more it's going to cost you one way or the other. Now, the Cowboys, though, are doing things a little bit differently this offseason. We've seen it from, you know, the press conference for the new DC, the hiring of the new DC, Christian Parker, to making apparently a very great offer to Brandon Aubrey that was turned down, to signing Javonte Williams early. Now, granted, I look at that deal for Javonte. That's a great deal for the Dallas Cowboys. Good for Williams as well, but the commitment to the run game. But, man, give them credit. They got a deal done early. There was no drama involved with that one.
There was no drama. It was very quiet. It was very out of the blue. It was over the weekend. I mean, like, everything about it was fantastic. Now, I do think it's important to note, and they deserve all sorts of flowers, don't get me wrong, but they deserve flowers relative to context, right? Like, when my 4-year-old son sets the table, you know, he gets a bigger round of applause than when I do it, you know, from my wife, you know.
RJ Ochoa, blogging the boys. Of course, he joined via the Buyers Barricades guest line, who provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com. RJ, quick with the quips, but said it. You know, he's not sure he'd be willing to pay that amount. But as Gilbert points out on our YouTube chat, kickers do have a history of playing into your 40s. And if you do that, you can stretch that money out and make it a 6-year deal. He's only 30. He'll be 36. If he starts to decline, that's about the time kickers start to decline. They don't decline like running backs when they hit 30. If they start their decline, it's going to be around 36, 37. It'll be closer to 40. Just something to think about as you're doing it. And by extending it a long way and making it a longer contract, you do get more flexibility with it in terms of restructures, negotiations, etc., like that. And of course, you don't have to worry about paying them again after that for when the contract runs out. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The All-Star game will be in Phoenix next year. Matt Ishbia has an idea to make it great. And of course, the year after that, the Olympics will be in LA. And the Morning Huddle is already starting to ponder what that team may look like. We'll discuss it all as we come back here on Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Gomez Law Firm is San Antonio's leader in personal injury law, and we have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us to share more.
Number one priority is to let the people know that we are a law firm that's been part of this community for 50 years. Mr. Gomez, he's been a practicing attorney here since 1973. He's born and raised here in San Antonio, done nothing but help out personal injury victims. It's very important that we get that out to the San Antonio community, because a lot of these attorneys like to come in here and act like they're from here, but they're all out-of-towners. They don't know what goes on here. If you've been injured, if you've been involved in an accident, you've been involved in a car wreck, call the Gomez Law Firm. We've been around for almost 50 years. And we're not going anywhere.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
Hi, I'm Michael from the War and Treaty.
You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
A small business affirmation from Progressive. Food truck owners, today business will be booming. People will love your new menu and not make special orders. You will not roll your eyes when someone calls it a quesadilla. You will also switch to Progressive to get 30 customizable coverage options and restore your inner peace. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-7098. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-7098. That's 800-575-7098. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. Round up your foursome, your work crew, your weekend golf buddies, even the ladies, and get ready for a fun, laid-back day at the Golf Club of Texas. Monday, March 30th. Lock in a team for just $500 for a foursome, or jump in solo for $150 per player and spend the day talking trash, crushing drives, and laughing your way around the course. This isn't a stuffy golf club tournament. It's golf the way it should be. The Spring Golf Classic benefits feeding animals at no-kill shelters across Texas, so you're having a great time for a great cause. Presented by Flight by Yingling and sponsored by Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, PPL Motorhomes, and Ancira.com. And when the last putt drops, the day is just getting started. Join us for the after party at the 90 Proof Bar at Lucky Ranch Road and Highway 90. Cold drinks, great food, and all the post-round storytelling you can handle. So pick your team, claim your spot, and tee up with San Antonio's Sports Star. Sign up your foursome now at sasportstar.com.
This is Andrew Monaco, and you're listening to the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Appreciate all y'all for riding along with me tonight. Take you up to 7 o'clock. Then we'll have the Aggies coming on at 7:30 as they try and make a push for the postseason and the NCAA tournament, with both them and Texas having huge matchups tonight to try to state their case to be in that tournament field. And I know for certain that Bucky McMillan wants to be in the tournament. Who doesn't want that laugh in the tournament, right? Oh, man, the NBA All-Star Game just finished up their time in Los Angeles. They're heading to Phoenix. And Suns governor, owner, person of power, Matt Ishbia, wants to make this next year's All-Star Weekend one that you have to watch. Matt Ishbia has an idea to entice more of the league starters to participate, saying earlier today on the Pat McAfee show he would pay $1 million in prize money to the winners of both the slam dunk and the three-point contest to get the best guys in it, while giving another $1 million to charity in each event. That is at least an opportunity to try to lure in the best players to compete in those events. And the three-point contest is getting those guys. Dame Lillard was in it this year. We routinely have seen Steph Curry in it. I don't think the three-point contest is as much the issue as is the dunk contest. That's where we're trying to get the stars to come back in and raise that All-Star Saturday night feeling. And I think it'll be interesting to see if that works. Now, like I said, that will be in Phoenix next year. They just played it in LA this year. Well, in 2028 in LA, they're also going to have the Olympics. And when you start thinking about the ages of the LeBron James and the Kevin Durant's and the Steph Currys, you start to wonder, could this 2028 Olympic squad look like a last hurrah for some of the big time names? Or could it look like an all new young blood squad? Well, the Morning Huddle was debating who could potentially be in the 2028 Olympic basketball team.
All right, Rob, you got your piece of paper and your pen ready?
I'm looking at our current FIBA team.
Okay, let's start digging into what kind of team, because I'm caught up in the excitement of Team USA hockey right now, and now I know 2 years from now, and
a little different, but yeah,
but you know what? It's not that different anymore, because now it's not a given that we're going to just
French.
It's not. We're not going to win automatically. It's not a roll out the helmet, roll out the ball, and just hey, we're USA, we win. That's kind of exciting. That makes it more of an exciting thing for me. Like I want us to win, obviously, but it's not a given. So I wanted to put together what you think the best team is right now. I know you said Kevin Durant, which I think guys like him are certainly wild cards. Like and I think he's right.
Already said he wants to play.
Okay, then
so
he's probably playing.
But that's a long time between here and there. But I think if Kevin Durant wants to play in his fifth Olympics, he's the leading scorer in our Olympic team history, and apart from Carmelo, probably the most important. You say yes, but then that leaves 12 other dudes.
So. All right, so I think let's put in the guys that we can put as automatics. Anthony Edwards right now is probably Team USA's best player. Like at least the last time we saw them, Anthony Edwards looked like he was the guy that Team USA is hitching their wagon to for the future. Anthony Edwards is going to be on Team USA. We know that one. Donovan Mitchell.
I think he's a lock.
He'll be 31 years old.
That's fine.
Okay. So Donovan Mitchell. What about Jalen Brunson?
He has, there's something about paying your dues with Team USA, and he's paid his dues. So I think if he is going to play, he will. He's proven to be good internationally. So yeah, he'll make the team.
Okay, so that's 3. Mm-hmm. What about Tyrese Halliburton?
The expectation is yes.
Okay, so that's 4 already.
Yeah,
we're already at 4. You talked about paying dues. How about 2-time gold medalist Devin Booker?
Again, he's necessary. He will make the team and be a starter.
Okay, so that's 5.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the young blood. Cooper Flagg?
You expect him. He was the last cut off the last team. He's been on the Team USA roster, and he's done international. I mean, he will be on the roster.
Okay, let's wait on Cooper Flag.
No,
wait till we get to the wings.
I think he will. I think that's an expected.
I want to
part.
stick with the guards though.
Okay,
Cade Cunningham.
He's also played a role in Team USA. Now, he could be an edge guy. He might be.
We're talking about a guy who might be the MVP of the league.
But there's guys that get to go because of skill set, and have you seen Eric Spoelstra? Do you think Cade Cunningham can play Jimmy Butler basketball?
It's hard for me to imagine that comp, but so I would say, do I think he can? I mean, probably.
Because he's going to have to play. He's going to have to improve and show that he can bring a mid-range basketball game, a jump shot, to play for Spoelstra. Because keep in mind, this is his team. So as good as he is, and as much as he deserves to be there, he might not have that particular skill set. Kind of like Jason Tatum just did not fit on the last Olympic team. It just wasn't what the coach was looking for. So this could be a Cade Cunningham, Jason Tatum kind of situation.
Okay. Tyrese Maxey.
I think he's a guarantee.
Okay. So that's 5 guards locked in so far.
And no point guard. Brunson, I guess.
Brunson, I guess.
And I think he would be given the ball.
And Maxey, you could also put the ball in his hands too. Oh, and Halliburton, we talked about him. So they've got.
There's the leads. So there's your guards.
John Morant.
No.
Okay.
I think his time with Team USA is done.
De'Aaron Fox.
I think he has an excellent opportunity. I don't know if he'll make it.
Darius Garland.
No.
Trae Young.
I think he'll have an excellent opportunity.
All right. Let me go some younger guys. Keontae George.
Not quite there yet.
Remember, we're 2 years away.
Yeah, I know, but I think he's not quite there yet.
LaMelo Ball.
No.
Dylan Harper.
Not quite there yet.
Okay. Austin Reeves.
Definitely has a shot.
Okay. Let's go to the wings then. Jaylen Brown.
He's not been on the rosters. I think if he wants to, he'll be welcome, but this hasn't really been something he's done.
Okay. Jason Tatum.
I think he's in if he wants to.
Jason Tatum's 30 years old. Yeah. Edwin brought up a good point that I didn't even really consider. He might have a bad taste in his mouth about
I wouldn't blame him. But, it's situational, and he got into a situation where, quite frankly, he didn't fit.
But that was Steve Kerr versus Eric Spoelstra. Maybe it's I can't imagine it's going to be the same thing.
Right.
Mikal Bridges.
Certainly is a gap filler. I don't put him on the team, but I think because of his maturity by the time we do play and the things that he can do, but I wouldn't put him on right now. No.
Scotty Barnes.
Yeah, he's on.
Okay, so that's another lock. Jalen Williams.
Wow, I'd like to see him make it. He's one of those guys that needs to make it.
I think he almost has to.
He's considering his size, the ability to handle the ball. I think he's an excellent future Team USA prospect. Yeah, he needs to be on the team.
Brandon Miller.
No.
Jalen Johnson.
Another one that needs to be
because you need shooters,
right? Yeah, he needs to be in the pipeline. Yeah,
and we didn't even mention Kniefel,
which I think is a legitimate one of those guys. And also, Knifel's got 1 year in. I think we got to also consider the fact that Boozer's going to be second-year pro, kind of heading toward that all-star kind of stuff if he's on the right team. I think he's one of those guys that makes Team USA too.
Okay,
it's going to be very interesting. The one thing that I'm most concerned about: big men, centers, the ability to scrap a Wemby. Don't know how many of those you have outside of Bam Adebayo, and he's not even a big man. He is just a center by nature, but he is an undersized big man. Joel Embiid, if he's healthy, it's just there's not a lot of there when it comes to big men. A lot of them are foreign, so it's going to be very interesting to see how that kind of plays out. We're going to put a bow on the show, get you ready for the Aggies coming up at the bottom of the hour, and I'll keep you up to date on what's going on with the Spurs game. That's all coming up here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hormones can affect everything. Bad skin, bad hair, low energy, poor sleep, brain fogginess, libido, and weight gain. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we take a functional approach to your hormone problems. Eating right and exercise will not be beneficial without optimal hormone function. This goes for men and women. We do state-of-the-art testing to get to the root of your hormone issues and help you get well and stay well. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. We can help. 210-468-1891.
Move over, Chips. There's a new crunchier MVP in the snack aisle. Enter pork rinds. Southern recipe pork rinds are low-carb, gluten-free, and packed with protein to keep you going. And the flavor's big, bold, crunchy. From sweet barbecue to hot honey, every bite brings that flavor-packed crunch you crave. Grab your favorites today at H-E-B or online at porkrinds.com. Southern recipe pork rinds are your snack time, crunch time hero.
Fast breaks, buzzer beaters, and block parties are back, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action because you can make those picks and win money right now here in Texas. And it's so easy. You pick your favorite players. Are they going to go higher or lower on their stats? Points, rebounds, steals, three-pointers made, whatever it is, you get your picks right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. I'm still riding De'Aaron Fox. He's become a great part of this offense. Always a good look for higher with De'Aaron. Download the app today. Use my promo code Alamo. You'll get $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code Alamo. Underdog. Make picks and win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-MY-RESET or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our clients' portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the NFL Combine continues out in Indianapolis, and the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys expected to talk.
All the reaction from the Spurs north of the border against the Raptors.
And then we've got the Texans. What are they looking for in the Combine? The General, John McClain, will join us.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio Sports Star.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Appreciate all y'all for rolling along with me tonight as we take you up till 7 o'clock. Then the Aggie basketball will take over at 7:30. Aggies getting ready to take on Arkansas, and a couple of big games going on right now as we look at the Texas Longhorns also in action. They got a big game against the 7th ranked Florida. At the half, currently Texas leads that 39-36. That game at the Moody Center in Austin. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that one plays out. Of course, Texas Tech coming up here at the bottom of the hour with the pregame 20th ranked Arkansas as an 8 o'clock tip. It'll also be on ESPN2 on television. As for the San Antonio Spurs, they are currently north of the border as they tipped off a little less than half an hour ago, and they're off to a pretty good start. Up 16-10 already on the Toronto Raptors, as Victor Wembanyama, 4 points in 6 minutes to lead the way for San Antonio. Julian Champagnie, already 1 for 2 on threes, has 3 points, as does Devin Vassell, who is 1 for 1 from 3-point range. Spurs really having a great stretch here and winning in a multitude of ways. De'Aaron Fox now with 6 points on the night to lead San Antonio 3 of 4 from the field. His lone miss from behind the arc so far. But Spurs playing extremely well and love the ways that they're doing it. Just playing bully ball, relying on the three, getting inside, just different ways of finding ways to win. Because if the fastball isn't working, Mitch Johnson finding a way to make that adjustment. And defensively, the Spurs are just playing at an elite level. Victor Wembanyama remains healthy, hands down, the defensive player of the year. And that's an award where, if healthy, they are going to have to pry that award away from Victor Wembanyama. That's how good and how elite of a defender he is each and every year. He probably should have won it his rookie year. I will make that argument. I made that argument. It was dumb to not have him as the defensive player of the year despite him being a rookie. I don't care about that. I cared about if he was the best defender in the league, and he was. Didn't play enough games. Year 2, same thing. Didn't play enough games. Should have been the defensive player of the year. Is this the year he can finally check that postseason award off the list and stake the claim of, you got to come pry this away from me because I am that damn good on this side of the court. He's also probably, if healthy, going to be in the top 3 of MVP voting. And the Spurs, with him playing at that level, and them, the rest of the team, playing as well as they are, making the adjustments they do, they have a chance to buck the trend and make a deep run into the playoffs, possibly into the finals. Be sure to call your loved ones, check on them. You never know what people are going through in life, and a simple, hey, how you doing, can change everything. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for rolling through with me tonight, being a part of the chat on YouTube or phone calls, however you decide to lock in. Always appreciate it. This has been Extra Innings with Pleasure. Don't forget to start your morning with Rob and AJ tomorrow morning, bright and early at 6 o'clock. Until then, we will see you tomorrow night.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app